I'll discuss a common mistake in the homework quiz of the fluid power. The common mistake was question 8 and question 11. They're both actually related. So I'm going to open the question 8 and see what's going on with that. So this question is asking that a 20 inches of vacuum pressure is measured while an engine is idling. What type of pressure it is? When some pressure is measured, it is measured using a pressure gauge. So it is gauge pressure. The barometric pressure is not really a type of pressure. Sometimes atmospheric pressure is, some people call that barometric pressure. It is also incorrect. Barometer is something that is used to measure pressure, so it's not really a type of pressure. So you're either the choice between the gauge or absolute. Now, two of them cannot be correct, so that is not correct either. So it has to be either gauge or absolute. Now, whenever this question is asked, a student think vacuum pressure, so that must be absolute. No. So anytime you measure some pressure, I'm gonna use a block. I like block. So let's say this is a pressure gauge. You set up that on an engine vacuum line somewhere. The pressure is coming here. So vacuum pressure actually indicate that, say, this is 0, 10, 20, minus. So this pressure gauge is like this, plus 10, plus 20, like that. So in this scenario, it is measured as 20 inches of idling vacuum pressure. So your pointer is right here. So it is measuring 20 inches of mercury pressure. This is a mercury barometer. So, because this is a gauge or pressure gauge, GAGE or GAGUE, same pressure gauge, it is measuring gauge pressure. Now, if you want to find out the absolute pressure from there, the atmospheric pressure is about 30 inches of mercury. So as you know, the absolute pressure is equal to the gauge pressure plus the atmospheric pressure. If you want to find out so 30 inches of mercury, so 20 inches minus 20 inches plus 30, so actually 10 plus 10 inches of mercury is in absolute value. So AB, yes, absolute pressure. But the question is simply asking what type of pressure it is. If you use a pressure gauge to measure pressure, it is gauge pressure coming from a gauge, and then you add the atmospheric pressure with that, then you find the actual absolute pressure if you have to. Question 11 is a very similar question, very similar concept. This question is asking, if your house has inside pressure 25 psi, and then when you water the garden, you open the garden hose, then what pressure it will have, internal pressure. And mostly the common answer was 25, which is incorrect. I'm going to explain that. So here is a garden hose, for example. Inside the house, you got 25 psi. That's why the water is flowing. As soon as you open that, you water the garden. There is no pressure. If you set a pressure gauge right here, for example, it will read nothing. It will read 0, absolutely nothing. In fact, even a little bit inside somewhere here, the pressure gauge will also not read anything because the pressure is started to go down. That entire 25 psi, as you can see, water will come out with a certain velocity. So all this static pressure actually will be converted to the velocity or kinetic energy, but a pressure gauge will read simply 0. So the answer to that question was actually 0, not 25 psi that most students selected.